Hey everybody, we're here for a new episode of the show that is yet to be named. We're talking decade by decade. This time it's 2000s action movies, top 5 of them in the 2000s and their action movies. I'm here with JD Triple Sevs. JohnnyDonuts Triple Seven himself will be in the bottom. I'm here with Putty from Gamer Potheads.
Oh, hi. How's it going?
That's him. Yeah,
it's me.
He's a bit stupid looking, but we like him. He reminds me of Sasquatch. In Search of Sasquatch is on.
It's a goddamn Sasquatch.
Exactly. This guy gets it. I'm your little baby, Sass.
Where's this going?
Let's take a ride down the Strawberry River. So we're going to jump into this. We're going to tell you our top 5, and then we're going to do the list, and then it's going to be over. We're going to talk about things. Let's go. I'm going to go first because I like me. Number 5, it's a tie. So this is a weird list. In terms of just weirdness, I'm going with Running Scared, the Paul Walker movie, even though I don't like Paul Walker. But I think this movie is just so much fun as an action movie. And it's tied with Mission Impossible 3.
Okay, so you start up.
JD, you can go next because I like you second best.
I know.
For me, it's Caps and it's National Treasure 1 and 2.
That's a good choice.
It's a very good choice. It's a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like it because my honorable mentions list is absolutely massive and I don't have to take those off of it. So it's not helping me. Okay. Forgot about those.
My number 5. Okay. My number 5 is a Cap. It is The Forbidden Kingdom and Star Wars Episode 3.
The Forbidden
Kingdom
and Star Wars Episode 3.
Wow.
You have the low ground, my friend.
It's over, Anakin.
Number 4 is not Caps. I mean, most of my list is Caps. I'm just going to be honest with you. Number 4 is not. It's Ip Man.
My number 4 is not Caps either, and it's The Day After Tomorrow.
Ooh. He's just coming out of left field.
I just realized I said Episode 3.
Why were we going to say Episode 1?
No, mind. Let's go on. I'll keep it either way.
What were okay? No, I want it back. Bring it back. What were you gonna say?
I think I just misspelled and I put Attack of the Clones there. It was Episode 3. I don't know why I had the Attack of the Clones. It would be Revenge of the Sith. I messed that all up.
But you said that.
You said that. You said Episode 3.
Yeah, I said Episode 3, Attack of the Clones, though.
I mean, there's some clones there. Okay, go. Yeah. What's your next movie, guy?
They attack Yoda.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's my favorite part. That's why. All right, yeah, exactly. Okay, number 4 for me is Crank High Voltage.
That's the second one?
I thought that was the first one.
No, the second one is High Voltage.
So he just means Crank.
Yeah, I meant Crank. Yeah. So
I also saw that with a girl. That was fun.
I guess maybe I might have been typing out bolts and just Cap.
Just don't do Crank. Crank is not good.
Don't actually. He means like don't do it.
Oh yeah.
You can have both of those movies in this spot. So Putty picks both of those movies.
Yeah, that's pretty much I think what I was trying to do. Yeah.
I'm gonna go for number 3, and I'm going to say, speaking of Jason Statham, I have a tie here between British people, Casino Royale, and The Transporter.
Mm-hmm. Well, there goes that one off my honorable mention list.
I literally have 1, 2, and 3 Putty on that one. My honorable mentions.
All right. So my number 3 is Caps as well, and it's Gladiator and the Rambo. The one just Rambo.
Can't go up that river. Now, listen, I've said this story before. We only went to watch that movie for the meme that the commercial had the part where Stallone yells at them and says, "Can't go up that river," and it's not even in the movie.
No, it's not. They cut it out.
Can't go up that river. Okay, go.
It's in terms of action, that's a lot of action.
It's only action.
Yep,
I agree. I'll give you that.
Right, we're on number 3, right?
I guess.
Okay.
What would I know?
I don't know. I got confused there for a second. This is my last Cap. It is Romeo Must Die and Cradle to the Grave.
Well, I'm not deleting those off my list. But what number are we on? Number 2.
Oh yeah.
The Matrix Reloaded.
I'll take that off my honorable mentions.
It's just nothing but one nonstop action for the entire movie.
Am I taking Revolutions out of our mentions too? Will I do that?
I would never put Revolutions on any list.
No, that's a terrible movie.
I've just put it into Matrix.
My number 2 is The Italian Job.
Good choice. That comes off my list. Thanks. I don't like taking things off my list. You guys are mean. Putty, what's your number uno?
My number 2 is
Two.
Kill. Yeah, number 2.
Oh yeah, I'm first. It's weird.
Okay, so my number 2 is Kill Bill Volume 1.
Well, that's coming off my honorable mentions list.
It's not on any of my lists because I don't even count that as one of those.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but on my other
I
list,
understand the second one not being active.
I can't even talk about it because that list didn't come out yet. So there's another list where there's a thing that's not on it, but it could be.
There could be.
Number one for me, I'm going full Putty on this one. I'm going all the way Putty. I'm talking Born Identity, Born Supremacy, Born Ultimatum.
Wait.
Well, you know what? I'm going full Putty with you because that's my number 1 as well.
No! Putty's like, I didn't even put those movies on my list.
No, you're right. I didn't. I guess I get to put my number 1 out there now.
Yeah.
Okay, The Dark Knight.
That don't matter because the Born
The Born series wins for the win. All right, so I'm going to go through my list really quick here. I got number 5, Running Scared, Mission Impossible 3. Number 4, Ip Man. Number 3, Casino Royale Transporter. Number 2, The Matrix Reloaded. Number 1, Born Trilogy.
Yeah, the Borns.
The good
first 3.
Borns.
Yeah,
The good
because
ones.
there were two more after that.
They progressively got worse.
Yes. My number 5 was National Treasure 1 and 2. Number 4 was The Day After Tomorrow. Number 3 was Capstet, Gladiator, and Rambo. Number 2 was The Italian Job. And number 1, of course, the Bourne series.
Why do I have a feeling we're going to be doing a martial arts list and you guys are going to allow me to take any of these on there? Anyway, number 5 is The Forbidden Kingdom. Oh, God, come on. See, that's not even fair. Anyway,
Star
The
Wars is
Forbidden
not sci-fi.
Yeah, it is.
Star Wars is fantasy.
Okay, well, whatever. Anyway, The Forbidden Kingdom is Star Wars Episode 3, my number 5. Number 4, Craig. Number 3 is Romeo Must Die and Cradle to the Grave. Number 2, Kill Bill Volume 1, and number 1, The Dark Knight.
Well, if you guys just came here for the list, that's the list. That's Putty and his list and my list, and that's the list. And now we're going to talk about things. My favorite thing to do now is to wait till Putty is about to tell you something and then tell him something that throws him off his game. He's like, yo, you guys are dicks. Just don't tell me Star Wars. Anyways, so my list is absolutely massive. I hate all of you. So in terms of, we weirdly did 2010s before 2000s and gave us the inability to talk about it now, kind of. But I want to point out this one fact. The sheer amount of movies in 2000s trumps 2010s in action-wise by like 100 times. But it's just the quality is nowhere near as good.
There was a lot of shit movies in this decade.
But it's just like action movies are just coming and coming and coming and coming.
Everybody remembers Reindeer Games.
Yeah, Reindeer Games! Phantoms in a motherfucker. Phantoms is a good movie, actually. Not The Phantom. Phantoms. I also like Phantom. The Phantom. I mean,
with Billy Zane.
Yeah, Billy Zane.
That's a pretty good movie.
You got little Billy Zane in Titanic, a little Billy Zane in Zoolander. Why not?
Why not?
Actually, that's the first time I saw Billy Zane before I even saw Titanic.
Billy Zane, I saw for the first time in Back to the Future Part 2.
Wait, he was in that?
Yep, he was the guy with the 3D glasses.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so yeah, I have seen Billy Zane.
That's a deep pull. That's too deep, though. That's too deep.
I also have a lot of comic book movies on here, of course. So
I want to just I do want to just defeat both of your lists because in comparison to the last list or the 80s list or the 70s list, this is the most insanely completely different
list
that we've had.
Yeah,
maybe ever. And barely any of your movies were on my honorable mentions for both of you.
And they're all good picks, too.
I'm not going to deny any of you your choices, which I normally don't anyways. But, like, I'm not going to go and say Kill Bill this, Kill Bill that. But to me, when I think of action movies, I don't think of Kill Bill. But I do understand that there is a lot of action in it, and it's very good action. So I can't argue that. The episode 3, like, the least action-y probably of the Star Wars movies.
And the fight scene, basically. I mean, again, I want to throw Star Wars in there.
I'll let you have it, but there's no Grievous. Okay.
Well, that's the thing. That's the other problem too. I wonder because episode 2 actually, like, everyone loves episode 3, but that scene with Yoda and freaking Count Dooku was like, it was amazing. Everyone cheered. It was one of those moments in my life.
See, I didn't like that scene.
I loved it.
I loved it too.
No,
Yeah,
the
so I
reason,
loved it.
but my rationale behind that is Yoda is this frail old muppet of a guy. Then all of a sudden he gets, what is he? Takes, what is he?
Yeah, okay, but let's be
10,000
real.
Red Bulls and like
He's at this point, you're talking like before dead Yoda. We're talking like 30 years before dead Yoda.
okay,
Okay.
he's still 850 years
I get it,
old.
but he still has the ability to use all of his force power at once, and he's going to be strong.
Yeah, 'cause-
obviously,
yeah,
he's one
'cause
of the
when
most
he-
powerful beings.
Because you think about
Right.
it, when he does do it, he does get his cane back, and you can see that he's like weak at that point. So he did put all his power into that.
I mean,
fight,
it's
but
like
still
saying
epic.
an 100,000-year-old Superman's not still going to have something left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yoda's
point.
the Superman of the
Of
Star,
the Star
Wars.
Wars, yeah.
And
I
his
mean-
weakness is hot babes. Yaddle.
Yaddle.
I can't believe he hit that, but anyway.
Where did you think Baby Yoda came
I
from?
know, that's what I'm saying. I can't believe
Does
he
not
hit
have
that.
a name. If you message in the comments and tell me his name, you're fired.
It's Baby
Really?
Yoda.
It's Baby Yoda.
Well, the child too, or whatever you want to call it.
No, his name
It's
is
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda.
The
So if I
internet
say
has named
Grogu,
him
you're
Baby
gonna rip me
Yoda.
apart?
It's Baby Yoda.
The
That's
internet
it.
runs the world. Who runs the world? Squirrels.
He's the only one that responds to it. So anyway, I did put one in here. We're gonna change and go on, or are we just gonna have to do the trolls in the
do
middle?
whatever you want. It's your show.
I put Smoking Aces on my honorable mentions. What do you guys
I
think
forgot
that?
about Smoking Aces,
I
so I'm
fucking love that
gonna
movie.
I'll give you
Smoking
credit for
Aces.
that.
Mhm.
There's another movie that's like that.
Well, I also put a couple more Jet Lees in my honorable mentions. too.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go through all the Jet Li's
Good.
now before
On
you get a
back.
chance.
Oh,
You wait. So Unleashed, the one. I
The
love the
One. I
one.
fucking
People
love the
hate the
one.
one. I love the one.
Oh my god! Especially at the end when he's
when
like,
he's
"I'll
fighting
take you
all of them?
on." Oh my god! When he takes on
okay.
all of them in hell.
So at
he's
least
like,
we agree
"Ugh."
on one thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so
Kiss of the
epic.
Dragon, one of the most underrated action movies of
Yes.
the last 20 years.
That was on my honorable mention.
Romeo Must Die, Cradle to the Grave, Exit
Those were-
Wounds, and then
was-
for some reason I have Triple X at the end, but I'm just gonna count that.
Okay, but let me. Okay, so you didn't like War? Come on, you get literally
No,
Jet
not
Li
really.
and Jason Statham in one movie. Come on.
No,
now.
because it wasn't very good.
Either way, I was just happy to see those two fight each
Um,
other.
So I have pretty close to my top here because you said it. I have a tie between The Protector and On Back.
Yeah.
This is the Tony Jaw's like coming out party as like the next big thing, and then he kind of he made
disappeared.
those two movies, and then On Back 2, and then faded away.
Yeah.
And then he came in the new Nicolas Cage movie, which was last year, which is so bad that I believe I gave it a 1 out of 10.
Is it just me, or will Nicolas Cage take any role right
Oh, he
now?
will, but apparently Pig is amazing.
Okay.
And if you've never seen Mandy, that is also amazing.
Like the Barry Manilow song?
Yes.
Also, just to mention, the thing is, you know, I saw a Pitch Black and Chronicles of Rick. Those are the only two movies, right? Because we haven't done it 2010, so there wasn't another movie, right? Right?
Pitch
was
Black,
Riddick.
Chronicles of Riddick,
Yeah.
and then in the 2010s there was Riddick.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I'm hopefully I won't question that later.
And the
and get
game
forget
Escape
about
from Butcher's Bay.
it. Yeah.
Good
That's
game.
about them.
I was
Yeah.
trying to lean into
Oh, I didn't know.
2010 and say that we never
Yeah,
talked about
it's
it.
a
but it
really
was-
good game on the PS3. Escape from Butcher's
Mad
Bay.
Max, underrated game, by the way.
Oh,
Yes.
it's a great game. Yep. We actually talked about it before. I
We
think.
didn't even talk about Mad Max in the episode we did, but anyways, we'll get to another day. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep naming things because I'm the best.
Yep.
Battle Royale.
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't
I
seen that. I'm
really
gonna watch
wanted
that
to put
tonight.
it on my list, but I feel like Putty might be doing a list, and I might go on that list. So we won't name the name of that list, but
Mm-hmm.
I really that's a really good movie. Putty, do you want to say a movie?
I hate to say it, the rest of mine are majority comic book stuff. Like
Go ahead,
Hellboy,
name a movie. Hellboy, that's a
Hellboy.
good one that you pulled that
Yeah,
out of nowhere.
Hellboy
Blade
2 is
2,
fantastic.
Yeah, Blade, Hellboy, of course. Well, Spider-Man 1 and 2. I mean, you know, just because they're action. Yeah,
Blade 2.
Yeah, I did.
Blade 2,
I did say
yeah.
Blade 2, didn't I?
You said Blade.
No, I said Blade 2.
Yeah, I don't care what you said. Blade 2.
Yes, Blade 2 is
Blade
amazing.
2 was the better one.
And in terms of action movie, yes, I agree. But I think Blade 1 is a better movie.
I agree. Would you consider Watchmen? I couldn't decide whether Watchmen would be an action movie. 'cause
I
it's
wouldn't
really
say
not.
this is okay. So for reasoning, like you can almost say any movie that has action is an action movie
Yeah.
by proxy. But I would say that because of how like atmospheric and slow paced the movie is, I would not call it an action movie.
And see, that's the problem. But then the scenes that are the fight scenes, like the one that has Rorschach and Alman, that like was amazing.
The
scene
fight scene in the jail.
Yeah, that's the prison one. Yeah, that was amazing. So that's kind of why I was like, does that consider an action movie?
I mean, it's on honorable mentions. You could say whatever the hell you want at this point. Well, actually, I want to talk about something you had before you name a movie. Did you say Day After Tomorrow?
Yes, I did. That was my number 4.
Tell me about Day After Tomorrow.
Day After Tomorrow is more of a disaster, but there's action in it due to the disaster, due to what they have to go around.
It's kind of nonstop.
Yeah, it doesn't like once that storm hits, like it starts off slowly because they're following the storm that's coming in, and it creates a new ice age in modern world. So you see like the banks, like the shores of New York, all covered like halfway up the building with snow. Has a young Jake Gyllenhaal in it. Emmy Rossum's in it. But it's like it's nonstop, scene after scene. There's always something that they're running away from or they're running to, and I think that's what creates the action sequences. It's I guess intense is a good word for it. I went to go see it in the theaters, and I legit remember I could have sworn they turned on the AC at maximum right when the freeze came through because it got cold in that theater.
So it's one of those movies where basically the chairs move and they blow.
I wish it did. No,
it's
just I think they just cranked the AC because it was a hot summer day. Right, but I really liked it because like there's always like they're chasing away, they're running away from the storm, they're chasing away from a flood, they're running away from like wolves. Like there's always something.
The wolves part is cool too. So shout out to the Armageddon, Deep Impact, 2012, San Andreas, and every movie that's exactly the same. I mean, yeah, it's actually
Roland Emmerich. That's all he does.
It's probably the best of those movies, of those like world-ending disasters. Yeah. But actually, maybe Twister, but it's not world-ending.
No, Twister's a fun movie too.
Yeah, so maybe that'll make a list. So give us an honorable mention.
I will throw Taken and Layer Cake out there.
All right. Well, I will accept both of those and delete them off my list. Layer Cake is so underrated.
Never seen that.
Yeah, it's Daniel Craig's probably best unheard of performance.
It's like the beginning of him getting popular. And it's probably the role that best, like if I watched it, I would want to have him in the conversation of picking a new James Bond. Because he's like a gangster, and it's like really like it's kind of like Snatch or like Lock, Stock, but a little bit more serious. And it's done really well.
Played, there was a game on the PS2 called The Getaway. It reminds me a lot of that.
Yeah, of Getaway.
Yeah. But I think that was the movie that kind of threw Daniel Craig's name in the James Bond hat when they were picking the new James Bond.
Yeah, good movie. How do you name a movie? One movie.
Oh my God! All right. Batman Begins.
All right, good choice.
Well, no, the reason is because I do want to say something about this. When Christopher Nolan started, I was a little bit scared of the whole like, especially it was called Batman Begins, and it was kind of like an origin story of where he actually becomes Batman as far as like gets the ability to actually fight and so on and so forth. But like with using Ra's al Ghul and then doing that whole setup of like him learning to become the fighter that he ends up being, that right there solidified that Christopher Nolan was going to make some action-packed Batman movies at that point. So it did. That's the reason it didn't get on the list, and Dark Knight did. But I felt like it did need to get some love because of that.
In all fairness, that was the first film with Batman's origin story, wasn't it?
Yeah, like actual origin story, not like with like of course they always did the
dead parents, yeah. But I mean the actual build up to becoming Batman.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the first time they did that. Yeah.
Mask of the Phantasm.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, a live action.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's right. I mean, I'll tell you a story since I have nothing better to do with my life. So Batman Begins came out, and this was the point of my life, like around that time when movies weren't cool, and like I wasn't like watching movies like religiously. And I think I didn't watch Batman Begins until just before, like when the first trailer came out for Dark Knight and I saw it, I was like, this is a sequel to a movie. So I watched Batman Begins and I hated it.
Really?
Because like to me, like the Batman that I know like was Batman 89 and like Batman the Animated Series, and this was nothing like it. because I hadn't been reading comics for that whole time span. I stopped reading comics, right? So I went back and I watched it again right before the movie, and I was like, oh, I do like this. I mean, it's probably my least favorite of the three, and it's the least Nolan-y feeling of all three. It's such a simple, straightforward movie that it's kind of unlike him.
Well, I think the reason I got excited about it too is because it was getting closer. It wasn't at it, but it was getting closer to what Frank Miller and them were doing when it came to the Batman. I mean, it wasn't exactly like it, but it was still as close as I felt we were getting as far as live action movies, because we were never, it never felt like anything was going to ever.
It definitely has a slight hints of year one in it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's exactly like it, but I'm saying that was the closest. It was the closest, and I was so excited. So that's when I saw Batman Begins. And I saw it and I was like, okay, finally they're doing what I really, because I loved Batman, but it was always such a campy feel, you know, the blue and black kind of outfits and everything. And the comics did start getting darker, and especially, like I said, when Frank Miller got involved in a lot of those other other artists and writers, it then became something different. And that's the reason why this is a good year for Frank Miller. There's when 300 and all that stuff started coming out. You know what I mean?
Well, Sin City.
Yeah, exactly. Sin City. So it kind of hit the same time where I was like, I hope that Batman wasn't like those, but it was at least a little bit closer than it was before.
I will erase 300 and Sin City off my list. Yeah, and I mean,
I was so close to.
Well, to expand on your point too, Batman at that point too also left a sour. Batman and Robin left a really bad taste in people's mouths, right? So they thought the franchise was dead by that point. After like George Clooney's, hey, I'm Batman.
Yeah, you know? Exactly. Here's the back card.
They didn't do themselves any favors in that time, and Marvel started heating up again, and that's like probably the biggest dip ever in like Marvel popularity was between Batman and Robin and like Batman the Dark Knight. That like 10-year, 12-year span, the comics weren't doing well. Marvel was taking over everything. Then Marvel properties were in all the movies. And then like more recently, I would say it's come back to like being pretty even. But like for most of the early years of comics, DC was far and away the king of the comic book world.
Oh, of course.
Superman was like guaranteed to sell. I'm like, I don't get why.
Well, I mean, they had the whole death of Superman, right? That was literally just to sell the comic.
I remember how huge that was. I remember I even picked up a copy too, because I was I was in that hype field, but it was such a hype that even the comic itself got such a saturation. Kind of like when the Spawn comic came out, everyone was grabbing it because it was such a big deal that it lost its value in my eyes because so many people were grabbing it. But then of course, when they brought him back and the way they did it was just, I didn't like it. Honestly, I did not like the way they brought Superman back. I thought it was the stupidest thing.
I mean, this is why you don't let Dan Jurgens write things.
Oh my God.
But
and then when they did the separating Superman, I don't even want to. Yeah, I'm the shop.
Well, I feel the same way about the animated movies. If you haven't seen that, the first one where he dies is so good. The second one, Reign of Superman, where it's all the Superman trying to become Superman.
Reign of the Superman,
like it wasn't bad. It's just so boring because I don't give a crap about any of these characters.
The Cyborg and the sunglasses Superman.
It was Cyborg, Superboy, Steel, and what I forget the other guy's name. He literally
he was wearing those weird grandpa sunglasses.
He has a name.
I don't know. Like I said, after that, because again, I was always jumping between Marvel and DC, even though I did focus more on Marvel. But it was one of those things that if people were talking about it, I wanted to get the series. And Death of Superman was a huge thing. When comic books aren't that big, and a comic book literally
his name's Eradicator.
Eradicator.
Oh, that's right. I remember him now. Okay, anyway, I lost track. Anyway, my point thing is
2000s action movies.
So there's going to be a list of DC or just animated superhero movies. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Mm-hmm. Oh, how did I forget that one?
It's not super actiony. Like it's very beautiful and it has the kung fu element, but it's not like action.
Wonderful cinematography in that.
Yeah.
Wonderful cinematography.
I mean, it's John Woo before he became like over the top John Woo, which
MI2.
I can't believe we forgot so many good 80s movies.
Yeah, we did.
John Woo. Oh my God. Anyways,
what about Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
No, I won't allow that. Delete it off your list.
It's not on my list. I hate Angelina Jolie.
Okay, good. That's
Can I
so do
mention
I
mention X2? That was kind of, I don't know. That was the only other thing I had left on my list. It was kind of
X2, yeah. So you could finish your list. I got Death Sentence with Kevin Bacon's. Yeah, I always have to say an S on those kind of names. I got Old Boy because I mean that action scene in the hallway is iconic. Whether or not it's really an action movie, I don't care. I got Hero with Jet Li also.
Yes,
that was on my list.
The Grandmaster.
I actually thought you said Hero earlier, so I took it off the list already. But
Black Hawk Down. I'm gonna count it. I'm gonna allow it. I have Star Trek. We talked about that.
Yeah. I didn't mind Minority Report either.
Minority Report is a good one.
That's actually a really good film. Yeah, I actually like Minority Report.
Yeah, I'll allow it. What else did I say? I said Sherlock Holmes. Live Free or Die Hard.
V for Vendetta.
V for Vendetta. A Knight's Tale. Come on, Heath Ledger, baby.
Yeah, but actually, was a nice
good because it's a good movie. It's funny and it has action, and it's long. It's pretty long. It's like over 2 hours, so it doesn't just end. Like you actually get like a fleshed out thing.
A good full story.
Pretty underrated. This one specifically was originally on my list, and I took it off to put Mission Impossible 3. It is Terminator 3: Rise of the Machines, because I think as an action movie, it's so well done. Like it looks really good when he's like hanging off the side of the truck and it's like spinning the like boom of the whatever the kind of truck
crane arm. The crane arm.
Like the CGI was pretty good.
Well, clearly, since we've done the 90s, you know how I feel about Terminator movies. Okay.
Clearly, since thanks for spoiling your list to me.
How do you know? You didn't. Okay, you didn't know.
JD, do you have any more? Because my list goes forever.
I have Man on Fire on here as well.
Man on Fire. That's like one of my favorite Denzel Washington movies.
Yeah, it's a really Deja Vu is another really good one.
Deja Vu, Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, part 2, but really part like the remake
slash whatever you want to call it was a really good movie. Yeah, I got a few more. I got a what else do I have on here? I had
just keep going.
I have what else do I have? The Rundown. I have Walking Tall was pretty good.
Holy crap! I forgot about Walking Tall.
Children of Men.
Okay. Yep.
There was a point in time when Clive Owen was like could do no wrong, and he put out
Shoot 'em up.
Shoot 'em up was another good one. Yeah,
Shoot 'em up. That was a good one. Okay, so you said what was the one you said? You say
just now Children of Men, Walking Tall.
Okay, so Shoot 'em Up is a great action movie. If anyone likes really stupidly fast-paced action movies that don't have any story at all, Shoot 'em Up. I got The Rundown since we're talking about The Rock. You're gonna let me keep going? Okay,
keep going.
Rush Hour 2, Bad Boys 2.
How am I forgetting these? I literally forgot about all these.
The Mummy Returns. Did we say The Mummy Returns?
No, we didn't.
No, we did not.
Because the mother flipping Brendan Fraser is back in town,
playing the Switch.
It's the Fraser-sons.
You know another reason why I think I kind of ignored The Mummy Returns is because I love The Mummy, but then like The Mummy Returns was good until it gets to one point. We all know what point that is. I'm not even going to mention.
Yeah, but we're just talking action movies. Let it happen.
Yeah,
it's gonna go. Punisher Warzone, suck it up.
Yes, the second one was much better than the first, even though the first had Kevin Nash.
Yeah, I mean, and he wore a Waldo shirt.
Yes, he did.
Lucky Number 11, super underrated movie. Write it down, Putty. I know you've never seen it.
Nope.
Harry Brown.
Yes, fantastic.
Basically, Michael Caine is an old man who was a war vet, and people start messing around with him in his neighborhood in the apartment he lives in. And he just goes batshit crazy and kills everybody. It's
telling everybody
awesome.
to get off his lawn.
Yeah, basically, it's the better version of Gran Torino, not as a movie, but as an action movie. Body of Lies, super underrated DiCaprio.
Yeah, forgot about that one.
Yeah. District B13, also by the guy who did Valerian. Oh my god, I can't remember his name. Why I can't remember his name?
I remember his name.
Okay, anyways, new Police Story, where they rebooted the Police Story franchise with Jackie Chan.
I didn't know they did that.
It was about like a video game. It's pretty cool. And then my last one, is the best one. I saw it in theaters with my friend when I was like 10. Shaft with Samuel L. Jackson and Christian Bale.
Yes, that in terms of action movies, that is a fun
Oh,
one.
Luc Besson is his name, the director.
Luc Besson. Yes.
I just named a lot of movies. Anybody else have any movies?
Okay, as much as you don't like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, obviously we're not going to count it, but Wanted wasn't bad.
Yeah, I can live with it.
Gone in 60 Seconds, the remake.
Oh, I forgot about Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, Nick Cage at his most Nick Cage.
Yeah, I
when
know,
he
right?
just-
All right, let's go.
Low
And we
run.
could possibly say too, probably the last. I mean, Angelina Jolie's been hot, but like I feel like that was around the time that, for me, after that movie is kind of when she lost that appeal.
Oh, that's weird that you're saying weird things, but Gone in 60 Seconds was like my peak for her. I mean, also the guy sits on his hand and he's like, I call this one the sleeper. I sit on my hand for 5 minutes and then I rub one out. What's his name? That guy was in like every single movie for that whole time.
Oh,
I'm gonna find it. Oh my god!
Of course,
I'm looking it up right
of
now.
course, John over here is not going to edit this, so it's just gonna be silence for a little bit.
Yeah,
while I
that's
look
good.
it up.
That's okay,
I wanted
we
to
can
be
talk.
silent. Oh, mother freakers! I didn't make it. I didn't make it in time. Did you get it? I didn't make it. Putty,
What do you mean?
talk to the people, Putty.
There we go. Was it Giovanni
Spider-Man 2,
Ribisi?
awesome.
No, it was Scott Conn.
Scott Conn. Okay, not Christopher Ecclestone.
No, I didn't even know he was in this movie.
He was the villain.
He's in a lot of movies.
Yeah, Robert Duvall was in it.
Yeah, I remember
Timothy
Robert
Oliphant.
Duvall. Robert Duvall drove the Cadillac.
Yeah. It was a good, solid cast.
Yeah.
Solid cast. Giovanni Ribisi. Yeah.
I don't have anything else. Do you have
Gene
anything
McBride.
else?
Oh yeah.
It had Master P in the part when he's like, Johnny B.
Master P. Shout out to his WCW days.
Yeah.
I love how.
Hey,
it's
is that your
progressed,
truck
like-
out there? The Big Rig Wrecker? I've seen Gone in 60 Seconds like 1,000 times. So
Yeah. So how did it not make your list then? You forgot about it.
because it's not a best action movie of all time.
True.
I mean,
Good point.
I got Matrix Reloaded on here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good point. Good point.
He fights the twins. Listen, I don't. This is my last thing I'm going to say. Gone in Matrix Reloaded gets a bad rep because the third one sucks. I mean, this is not as good as the first one, obviously,
Yeah.
but the action scenes in it are like next level stuff
Yeah.
that we had never seen. Like when they're fighting on the highway and he punches
The freeway. Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah.
The ghost thing.
and
or
the
whatever.
ghost twin things. Like that was dope.
Yeah.
And Monica Bellucci, that was dope.
The only
that's-
thing was the old man in the chair at the end.
Yeah, chairman.
But like I said, we were talking about earlier and everything, and that's the reason why when we were going through the list and everything. That's the reason why Crank was a big deal. Because when we were talking action movies, like that one was just full of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that
And-
is nonstop. Literally.
Non-stop action, and it was just like those were those times that you just wanted to go and like wreck shit after the movie.
It's funny that the
But
movie
isn't that the
Crank is
whole-
nonstop action, but the movie Nonstop is not.
yeah, right.
No, but isn't the whole premise of Crank that if he stops, he'll die?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, he's trying to find the person that actually injected him with it, and he wants to kill him and everything because of what he did to him. Like he's already dead. Basically, he says he even said himself he's basically dead. So he's like, screw it, I'm gonna keep going until I get to this guy. Which even like the sex scene alone is just it's amazing because it's
Now
like
we know why
nonstop.
Putty liked the movie.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, it's funny how when everything transitions, literally, there was nothing that stopped because he had to keep his heart pumping. You know what I mean? That's literally what it was. If he did not keep his heart pumping, he would die. And so he had to do everything to pump
There was
up
a
his
point in
adrenaline.
time where that girl, was it Amy Smart was her name? She was
Amy
like
Smart.
she was in like in everything for a little bit.
Exactly.
She definitely stole the guy's or she destroyed the guy's car in Rat Race, and then she
Yep.
flew away in her helicopter.
Didn't she also didn't she also destroy the guy's car in Road Trip?
Yeah,
Wasn't she in that too?
yeah. She was in a lot of movies in a really short time span. So was Breckin Meyer.
Breckin Meyer, Garfield.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, let's not talk about Garfield. Jason Lee is the real father of cartoon animals
Mhm.
in the
Yes.
Chipmunks.
Yes.
Well, maybe not the Squeak.
Ooh, Enemy of the State.
Oh, wow.
Put that on.
You just mentioned Jason Lee, and that came rushing back again.
Yeah, that's a good action movie.
Gene
That's a
Hackman.
good one.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's kind of a spy thriller, but I'll allow it
It
because
had
I
good
do have
actions.
Casino Royale and Mission
Yeah.
Impossible 3.
Yeah. Why not?
I mean,
I just
yeah,
remember Jason Lee in the movie goes, "Well, fuck a duck."
he was Ryan Reynolds before Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see it.
He's my Ryan Reynolds.
Okay. I could see that.
Okay.
Jason
my Ryan Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds, but Jason Lee, I mean,
Jason Lee is Deadpool in the 90s. Let's go.
I
Yes.
agree, 100%.
I'll take it. I'll take
Yeah.
it. I'll take it.
I mean, again, Mallrats. All I'm gonna say, even if it's not action, you know what I mean? It's all I'm gonna say.
I'll allow it.
Yeah.
He'll allow it.
I'll allow
I'm
it.
talking Steve Dave coming back as a superhero.
Would you like a chocolate covered pretzel?
Yes, I
With
would.
Walt Flanagan as a sidekick.
Yeah, and Yondu was in the movie.
I know, man.
Yes,
Oh
he
my
was. That
God,
was
right?
Yondu.
Yeah, that was Yondu. Yep.
It
Eating
was
chocolate
not,
pretzels and just enjoying it.
Shylock or whatever the hell his name was in Suicide Squad. I don't even remember.
Oh, I forgot what he plays in that. But anyway, yeah, that's another. I
Anyways,
forgot
that's
his
it.
name.
I'm not letting you guys talk anymore. That's the end of this episode because I got to get this over with. So let us know which movies we forgot because we're idiots in the thing. These guys, stuff in the bio. Peace out. I'm just going to let him keep doing stupid things.